Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnanjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Tati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sadhana Raghunatam Tam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sadvadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakhambitam Shah He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Visabhanu Sute Devi Namami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Reading from the 10th canto, Saman Bonam of the Srimad Bhagavatam, translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Chapter 87, the prayers of the personified Vedas, text number 19 or 18? 19. It's a little difficult to follow the same meter, but I will just recite. Swakita Vijitra Yuniso Vishan Iba Hitutaya Tara Tamatas Chakashi Analabatswa Kritanukriti Ata Vitatasu Amusho Avitatam Tava Dharma Shama Virajati Yonayanti Avipanya Va Ekarasam. Can I just read the translation directly? Sure. And the purport. Quite a lengthy purport, 2 pages. Apparently entering among the variegated species of living beings you have created, you inspire them to act, manifesting yourself according to their higher and lower positions, just as fire manifests differently according to the shape of what it burns. Therefore, those of spotless intelligence who are altogether free from material attachments realize your undifferentiated, unchanging self to be the permanent reality among all these impermanent life forms. Purport. Hearing these prayers of the personified Vedas, in which the Shrutis describe the Supersoul as entering countless varieties of material bodies, the critic may question how the Supreme can do this without becoming limited. Let me see if I can read directly from here. Yes. Indeed, proponents of Advaita philosophy see no essential distinction between the Supreme Soul and his creation. In the impersonalist's conception, the Absolute has inexplicably gotten itself entrapped by illusion and has thus become first a personal God, then the demigods, humans, animals, plants, and finally matter. Sankaracharya and his followers take great pains to cite Vedic evidence to support this theory of how illusion is imposed on the Absolute. But speaking for themselves, the Vedas here answer this objection and refuse to lend their authority to Mayavad impersonalism. The process of creation is technically called Srishti, sending forth. The Supreme Lord sends forth his variegated energies, and this partake of his nature while remaining distinct from him. This fact is expressed in the true Vedic philosophy of Achintya Veda Aveda, the inconceivable, simultaneous oneness and difference of the Supreme Lord and his energies. Thus, although each of the multitude of individual souls is a distinct entity, all souls consist of the same spiritual substance as the Supreme. Since they partake of the Supreme Lord's spiritual essence, the jivas are unborn and eternal, just as he is. Lord Krishna is speaking to Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, confirms this. Nato evaham jatona sam natvam nimi janadipa chaibana babhishyama sarvevayam ataparam. Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text 12. Material creation is a special arrangement for those jivas who choose to separate themselves from the Supreme Lord's service. And thus the creation involves producing an imitation world where they can try to be independent. After creating the many species of material life, the Supreme Lord expands into his own creation as the Super Soul in order to provide intelligence and inspiration every living being needs for his day-to-day existence. As stated in the Taittiriya Upanishad, Canto 2, Chapter 6, Text 2, Tat Srishva Tat Ibanu Pravishat. After creating this world, he then entered within it. The Lord enters the material world, however, without forming any binding connection to it. This is the Srutis here declared by the phrase Vishang Iva, only seeming to enter. Taratamatas Chakashi means that the Paramatma enters the body of every living being, from the great demigod Brahma down to the insignificant germ, and exhibits differing degrees of his potency according to its soul's capacity for enlightenment. Analavat Krita Nukriti, just as fire ignited in several objects burns according to the different forms of those objects, so the Supreme Soul entering the bodies of all living creatures illuminates the consciousness of each conditioned soul according to his individual capacity. Even in the midst of material creation and destruction, the Lord of all creatures remains eternally unchanged, as expressed here by the word Ikarasham. In other words, the Lord eternally maintains his personal form of immeasurable, unalloyed spiritual pleasure. The rare living beings who completely abitas disengage themselves from material dealings or pana, thereby becoming avadipanyavaha, come to know the Supreme Lord as he is. Every intelligent person should follow the example of these great souls and beg from them the chance to also be engaged in the Supreme Lord's devotional service. This prayer is recited by Shrutis whose mood is similar to that expressed in the following mantra of the Swetaswatar Upanishad, chapter 6, text 11. Iko deva sarvabhuteshu buddha sarvabhyapi sarvabhutana taratmana karmadyaksha sarvabhutadivashaha sakshi cheta kevalo nirgunascha. The one Supreme Lord lives hidden inside all created things. He pervades all matter and sits within the hearts of all living beings. As the indwelling Super Soul, he supervises these material activities. Thus, while having no material qualities himself, he is the unique witness and giver of consciousness. Srila Sridhar Swami submits his own prayer. Swanirmiteshu karyeshu tarantam ya vibarjitam sarvanashvita shanmatram bhagavantam bhajamahe. Let us worship the Supreme Lord who enters the products of his own creation, yet remains aloof from their superior and inferior material gradations. He is the pure, undifferentiated existence pervading everything. Hare Krishna. So this verse recited by the personified Vedas clearly gives us the indication of the presence of the super soul within every living beings. Again, he is within and he is outside. This is the super soul. Like he's within the heart of every living beings and he's also outside, he's everywhere. But he is not contaminated, even though the super soul of Paramatma is one of the features of the Supreme Lord, according to Srimad Bhagavatam. Badanti tat bhava tat agyanam gyanam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti sabjate. So this philosophy mentions here in the purport, giving us the explanation of the simultaneous, the inconceivable, simultaneous and difference between the Lord, the material energy, living entities, practically the whole creation. His energies, not just the material energy, but also the spiritual energy. He's present everywhere as a super soul. So Prabhupada gave an example of the sun. It's like when we see the sunshine, we can automatically can understand the sun is there. But the sunshine is not the sun. Cannot replace that with the sun. And again, there is a predominating deity of the sun planet, Vivashvan. So the absolute truth is a person. It's like we're a person. And compared to the living entities, qualitatively, we are the same. Full of knowledge, bliss, and eternity. However, the living entities, the jivas, can be covered up by the material energy. Supreme Lord, no. Supreme Lord may be in the body with the soul, the soul being in the body of like a cat or a dog, but the jivas will suffer due to that karma. But the super soul, being one of the aspects of the Supreme Lord, doesn't get contaminated. It's always free from the modes of material nature. Prabhupada gave another example. It's like the superintendent, the warden. He may go enter the jail, and the prisoners may think, oh, he became like us. He also got get into trouble. That's why he's inside the prison house. But no, he can go in and out, in and out. And his presence also can be felt even if he's not there. So similarly, self-realized soul, he can understand that there is this difference between this energy, the Lord's energy, and even his different incarnations is the same, Supreme Lord. But he manifests differently accordingly to how the other living entities will be adjusted or how they can relate with him. Same Krishna, but he manifests in different forms, different incarnations accordingly. So yes, the Vedic evidence is very, very important for the followers of, it says here, there's Advaita philosophy. They say there's no essential distinction between the Supreme Soul or, yeah, because they don't accept God as a person. So they sometimes they will just conceive him as an energy, and they will say, yeah, there's no distinction. There is a distinction, of course. The creator cannot be under the control of his creation. That's a very important point. Krishna is the creator. Indirectly, he's there, but at the same time, he is aloof. The Prabhupada gave an example. It's like a lotus flower, again, is in the water, but it is not wet. It is waterproof, Gore-Tex, so to speak. It's not contaminated at all. So it's a very long purport, but ultimately the philosophy that's being given here is the Achintya Veda Aveda Tattva. This is the most complete. Prabhupada, let me read a quote from Srila Prabhupada in one of his lectures, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, Text 11. We are simultaneously one with and different from the Lord. This is the perfect philosophy, not that we are all one or all are different. No, both. Yeah, we're all jivas, we're all parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord. But at the same time, qualitatively, yes, we're the same, but quantitatively, we're all different. So God is a person, not just an energy. Yes, it's an energy also, but he's also a person. And we are parts and parcels of him. We are, again, like sparks from the fire. Oh, another example given here is like the quality of the fire is heat and light. But the heat, we don't call it fire. Or the light, we don't call it fire. Fire is fire. But then those two qualities of the fire is intact. Our relationship to the Supreme Lord is eternal. Srila Jiva Goswami says here, he coined the term achintya to show that the union of difference and non-difference is not logically contradictory. It is transcendental. God and his energies are inseparable, connected, but not identical. It's not that there is the time that we will become one with God, because he's a unique individual. What's that verse? Nityo nichanam chetanas chetananam eko bhavanam yo vidadati kaman. Among all the plural living entities, there is one singular living entity who maintains everyone. He is the maintainer. He's the creator, he's the maintainer, and he's the destructor. Indirectly, he is working in the material energy, not directly involved. So, yes, we are parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord, and there will be no time that we can be or we will be the same as the Supreme Lord. So, what's Baladev Vijayabusan also, he proved this, oneness, oneness and also difference as the Supreme Lord. He proved this in his Govinda Bhashya, the commentary in the Vedanta Sutra, where he defended about the authenticity of our sampradaya. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's philosophy, this is the most perfect. Achintya Veda Aveda Tattva. It's very clear. It's very clear. Let me see here. Yes, comparison. Advaita, because Advaita was mentioned here. That everything is one, and difference is illusion. No, that's not everything is one. If everything is one, so give me your money. Or probably give an example of a person going to the bank. Yeah, is giving his money to the bank. So now all your money is also mine. How can that be? You have your own bank account. How can your bank account be mine also? No. They deny God's form. If one denies God's form, then where's love? The nature of every living beings, living entities, is to serve. And Krishna is a supreme enjoyer. We cannot be supreme enjoyer at any time. The philosophy is that when we become realized, this Advaita philosophy is that one day we'll also become God. Or in that purport, it says first we become demigods, then human, then animals, then insects, then everything. God must be matter. It cannot be. Cannot be. There is this Vishishta Dvaita Ramanuja, unity with qualifications, emphasizes oneness but lacks full individuality. So it's not as complete also. Yes, there is unity in quality, but then again, there is hierarchy in the sense that Krishna is the supreme. Vishishta Dvaita. And then Dvaita Madhavas. The souls and God are eternally distinct, but they deny the unity of essence. And again, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, everything can be reconciled with this philosophy. No one can refute this. They may say whatever they want to say, but then everything reconciled when we say simultaneously one and difference, the inconceivable. So we have to somehow try to understand this philosophy. The followers of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, those who are practicing bhakti, we have to imbibe this knowledge coming from the disciplic succession so that we'll be able to protect our institution, protect our philosophy, and defend. Another example of simultaneously one and difference. Milk and yogurt. Yogurt comes from the milk, but they have different function. Garam dud and dahi. They're very different, but at the same time, it's the same. They're coming from the same source, from the cow. Yeah, but yogurt is milk transformed. They're not identical. So another one, electricity. an expert electrician can use or utilize electricity and to be in use like right now it's so hot in New York City. You need air condition, so he knows how to utilize that energy to be used in air condition, or when it's winter time, it's extreme also sometimes in New York, so he can utilize that to be used in the heater. Same energy. One energy, but multiple applications. Yes. So, in conclusion, I'd like to open up this. Achintya Veda Veda Tattva is the most complete understanding of the absolute truth because it honors the full personal form of God. Yes. So simultaneously, yes, is Brahman, effulgence also, and he's Paramatma, is present everywhere. And of course, Paramatma is only in the material world, because as we've heard, upon the creation of the material energy, then Paramatma came in. It allows loving exchanges in the Achintya Veda Veda Tattva. Otherwise, if there is no distinction, then there is no such thing as Jivara Swarapoi Krishna Nityadas. There's no such thing as Bhakti. And Bhakti is the essence of the soul. To love, to develop love for Krishna. And ultimately, it avoids the errors of impersonalism and dry dualism. Again, Prabhupada says, this philosophy can be understood only by pure devotees, not by speculation. It is realized through devotion, not intellect. So yes, the Gyanis, they're good in mental speculation, and they will not be able to come to the conclusion of this understanding. Only those who are trying, and ultimately those who are already on the platform of love of God, they can understand this. So I will stop here as was requested. If there's any questions or comments, we can open it up. Any question there?
Hare Krishna. Can you hear us okay?
Yes, Haripusha Prabhu.
Yeah. So, wonderful class. Thank you so much. Interesting, very profound subject matter, Achintya Veda Veda Tattva, and mysterious. And Srila Prabhupada tells us, we're praying to Srila Prabhupada what to say, what to contribute to the class. He said your logic, your ability to understand just with logic is limited. This is inconceivable, illogical, beyond logic, above logic, to be simultaneously one with the Lord and yet different from the Lord. And Prabhu made the amazing point that without this difference, there's no capacity for love. If there's love, there must be a person who's loving and a person who's receiving that love, the object of the love.
Lover and beloved.
Love it and beloved. Yeah, thank you. Love it and beloved. So we don't want to leave that out. And it's incredible how an entire civilization can be impersonally fixed. We have a vending machine philosophy. We go to the bank, we don't even see the teller, we just see a machine and put a piece of plastic in there. We have fragmented families, fragmented relationships of without real interaction, without giving. So people appear to the Supreme as an energy for the universe, or something. And Srila Prabhupada is kindly breaking through that misconception and reminding us, no, Krishna loves you. and you can show your love for Krishna. And this is the real satisfaction of the soul. How wonderful is Krishna that he's calling us out of that darkness, out of that craziness. Glories to Srila Prabhupada. Krishna.
It's a very nice statement. He says vending machine philosophy, or vending machine.
Vending machine, yeah.
Yeah, but still someone has to fill it up.
Yeah.
It cannot be just only automatic that is overflowing with money, the ATM or the soft drinks. You put money and then it comes. No. Oh yeah, so Prabhupada is like, give another example. It's like a child when he sees an airplane, he would conclude that must be going autopilot. There has to be a captain. So it's illogical. You're correct. It's illogical to conclude that the whole material energy is working by itself. There must be some person or some energy that makes the whole world go round and round. Any other points or questions or comments from our dear viewers?
We have a couple of devotees online, Mike and Bhima. I'm not sure who was first.
Ladies first.
Mike goes first.
Mike.
His camera is on. That's why.
Namaste. Good morning. I do have a question here. I know this gets asked a lot, right? But maybe you could help me further understand it beyond my understanding. I asked it in the chat. What makes an individual soul more eligible for enlightenment than another? If we're all sparks from the same fire, why are we so I don't know if I'm going to say this right, accepting of bhakti, where there's another person that is living on the street drinking gin, What makes one person more for all souls? I don't know if I asked that right.
Yeah, it's nice, wonderful question. Well, I think there are a few factors here. First of all, if one is already become frustrated and become disgusted, I will use the word disgusted with this material world, and will try to find a solution, find a way how to get out of this being in the miserable condition, then Krishna, as the Paramatma within the heart, knows the sincerity of that soul, and therefore he would send devotees. It's only because of the devotees' mercy that's why we are here. Secondly, also, again, even if we don't have any inclination, even if we don't have a clear realization that this place is not a place for gentlemen, but because of the devotees' mercy, they will give us an opportunity to take up to this process. And that's why Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission of Sankirtan, spreading the holy name, Prabhupada's mission, distribute books, prasadam distribution, gives everyone opportunity to take up to the process. This is why we just had Ratha Yatra in New York. I just came from Berlin. We had Ratha Yatra last Saturday, and the week before, same time as New York. It's an opportunity. It's like we're proposing. Here, take it up. And those who witnessed, who were there during the Ratha Yatra, their life is changed forever. Haridwar, the door of Lord Hari is wide open, whether they know it or not. This is the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Srila Prabhupada. Okay? Did that answer your question?
It did. You know, and you gave a very lovely answer too. Thank you very much. I also want to say I did like Adi Purusha's vending machine philosophy analogy. I thought that was good, and I thought, you know, someone's got to fill that vending machine too. So
Yeah, well, I completed it. I completed it because it has to be, someone has to put something in there and to collect the money.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Any other? There's another question.
Bhima?
Bhima, that means, oh, must be big. Big devotee.
Big ego, Prabhu. Big ego. Yes. Yes, it's lovely to listen to you talk. The philosophy and surety and faith that comes out in Sabda Brahman, you know, the wonderful way in which you explain things. I do have a question though. Achintya Beta Tattva. It makes so much sense, and we say it's beyond logic or reason.
Yeah.
But you know, the analogy, if A equals B, B equals C, then A equals C. Meaning that if we are emanations from Krishna, the source, if we are like the rays of the sun, a ray coming in through my window right now from the east, the ray is one and the same. And it's it just seems so logical that that's what we are, because obviously we know logically, with just a touch of humility, that we're really not in control of nature, of time, of birth, of death. We all realize that. So my question is we make it achintya. But is it so achintya that even a child can see that the array of sun is the sun, but not the sun?
The question is,
Isn't it, why is it so achintya? Because it seems so simple. Why is it considered achintya?
it is achintya because it's very difficult to understand. Inconceivable. What is the meaning of inconceivable? It's very difficult to understand. It's beyond logic and reasoning. And that's why we take the Shastra as the main praman, as the main evidence, and from the sadhus, the spiritual master, because they don't.
But what about direct experience, Prabhu?
Direct experience.
What about direct? Yes, direct experience, being that we see the ray come from the sun, it is part of the sun, or the heat from the fire, or the light from the fire. It is coming from. So what I'm saying is that the achintya, I just don't get it. It seems simpler to understand that we are part and parcel of God, and then of course that second stage. Somehow the sun.
I'm gonna tell you now the conclusion of what Prabhupada says. Only a pure devotee can understand this, and we are on the process. It's like we're buying a ticket. We bought a ticket already. We have not reached that destination. So once we reach that platform, that plateau of chanting purely the holy name, right now it's still a little. You may say we accept this as theoretical, but once we come to the
okay, so all right, so here's
once we come to the platform of love of God, then we will understand that actually this is real knowledge. This is absolute knowledge. Like chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
I think
there's no difference between the holy name and Krishna. Do we have that understanding right now? No. But we still keep chanting knowingly and having faith from Srila Prabhupada, from the Acharyas, from the Shastra, that there is no difference between Krishna and the holy name. And we can feel it a little bit. Because when we chant sincerely and attentively, we can feel that this is not mundane. It is spiritual. There is no material platform that can explain what is the Maha Mantra. The taste of the pudding is in the eating. So you have to learn this knowledge and apply this knowledge then when we come to that level of pure bhakti, huh? When we come to this level of pure bhakti, yeah, then there's no such thing as inconceivable here. We will understand it. Right now, it's inconceivable.
So what I'm understanding is that we can understand it. It's realizing it.
Yeah.
Realizing it all day long.
Understanding, realizing is the same thing.
Okay. Well, in English, understanding and realizing are two separate things.
Okay,
one can have
like
book knowledge of how to. Yeah.
I'm not good in English. I'm a Filipino.
You speak a lot more eloquently than me.
I'm trying to explain to the most simplest way.
It's like the theoretical versus the realized.
Yeah. Theoretical means reading. The proof of this knowledge is working is when you apply it. You will realize it. When you apply this knowledge, you will realize, and then you'll attain love of God.
Thank you, Prabhu. Perfect. Perfect answer.
It's still inconceivable right now. Okay. I think we're almost up.
Yeah, if I could ask a question. So, Marge, just on that, in the verse, there was this analogy given, which I think I understand, but I'm wondering if you can just expand on a little bit about how the Supreme Lord is like this fire, and how fire burns differently according to the fuel that it's provided, and how that relates to this idea of the super soul. And
this is, again, the individuality.
Yes.
This speaks about the individuality of everyone. The Lord reciprocates accordingly to how we perceive Him. That's why, how come not everyone is in this level? Some, they are, let's say, Prabhupada gave an example again. It's like a yoga ladder. One is in the 5th stage or 10th or 100th. So, yeyatamam prapadyante tam stataiva bhajamyaham. As they surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. So, according to how we want to be reciprocated by the Supreme Lord, and the Lord allows Himself, He gives Himself accordingly. And He's like a perfect mendicant. He gives according dosage that we need to take. And ultimately, we will all, in the spiritual platform, we're all equal. But then there's variegatedness of the relationship with the Supreme Lord. Even the spiritual platform, what to say of the material platform. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Not just in the Paramatma platform, but in the Bhagavan platform as well. He reciprocates equally, accordingly to how we want to relate to Him. Some are more intimate, and even if one is way in the end, Krishna still reciprocates, even to the Aborigines, even to Sudama Vipra, to Prahlad Maharaj, to Dhruva Maharaj, to Ajamil. This is what I mean by Krishna is equal, but because of the uniqueness of each and every individual, He relates accordingly. Make sense?
Perfect. Thank you.
Muchas gracias. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada K. Paramatma K.
Jai.
Sri Krishna ki jai.
Jai.
Goshitana Pramanandi. Hari Bol.
So, Janardana Swami ki. Govinda, Adi Purusham, Venam Panbantam Aravindadaya Kacham, Bhagavatam Samasitam Sura Sundaram, Kandara Kakopi Kamaniya, Vijayai Shastro. Master, by which we can obtain pure devotional service. Bow down to his lotus feet, great awe and reverence. By his grace, one can cross the ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attached to his lotus feet is a perfection that fulfills all desires. He opens my darkened eyes, fills my heart with transcendence and knowledge. He is my Lord, birth after birth. From him ecstatic prema emanates, by him ignorance is destroyed. The native scriptures sing of his character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy. Friend of the poor. And spread all over the three worlds. We take shelter from his feet. Jai. Jaya Prabhu.
Thank you, Janitai Prabhu. Okay, welcome to the Afterglow. We hope everybody's having a wonderful day filled with devotional service and association. Would anyone like to share? Ram is sharing. Ram, please. Would anyone like to share a realization, a takeaway? Wonderful class by Maharaj. Very simple. Maharaj is very happy in Krishna consciousness. Jeffrey Heckler Prabhu looks happy too. Anandi looks happy. Anandi, you're back home? Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, so we are going to request our family, Karen, Isaiah, and Annabelle, to recite the mantra. Karen? The family that chants together stays together. No? Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, we love you. We need you. Haribol.